Hello, my name is Rohan George, and welcome to episode 5 of my financial literacy course, Interest and Compounding. In today's episode, we'll be learning about interest, what compounding is. We'll be comparing simple interest and compound interest. We'll look at the formulas of both of them, and we'll also do a few practice problems to strengthen your knowledge about the formulas and also show the difference of power between simple and compound interest. So, let's get right into it. Interest is money you make on money of loan. So banks consider money you put in your account as loans, as it's money that your money, it's just held by them. This is why they give you interest on your money, as a way of thanking you for keeping your money with them. Interest is offered in percentage over a set time period, for example, a month or a year. But this can be any time period as pre-decided. So if you put 100 rupees in a bank that offers a 2% per year interest rate, after a year they'd give you 2% of your deposit or what's in your account. And so 2% of 100 rupees is 2 rupees. So they'd add that on, and then you'd end up with 102 rupees in your account after the year. Now, what's compounding? Compounding is one of the most important concepts of the financial world, and it's one that many people don't quite understand the power of. Compounding is a process in which your earnings from interest are reinvested to make more earnings. So now let's see you again. You put 100 rupees in a bank that offers 10% a year. After year one, you'd have 110 rupees, right? That's the same as last time. But now after year two, you wouldn't be getting 10% of 100 rupees. You wouldn't be getting 120 rupees. You'd be getting 10% of 110 rupees. So you get 11 more rupees, right? And then you'll end up with 121 rupees. So this can keep stacking, and although it doesn't seem like a lot with just 1 rupees difference, once it starts adding up, once there are bigger amounts in play and longer time periods, it starts to add up and it can be really powerful. Now, let's compare simple interest and compound interest. In simple interest, simple interest is a form of interest where you only get back a percentage of the original amount loaned or the original amount you've deposited in your bank account. So again, let's take the 100 rupees at 10% interest rate. You'd have 110 rupees after the first year and just 120 rupees after the second. Now, on the other hand, compound interest is a form of interest where you get back a percentage of the current amount that's deposited or the current amount that's owed after already taking in like the first or second year's worth of interest. So if you gave 100 rupees at a 10% interest rate, now as discussed in the last slide, you would have 110 rupees out of the first year, but 121 after the second, because you're taking 10% of the 110 rupees. So now let's look at the formulas. The formula for simple interest is F equals P plus P times R times N divided by 100, where P is the principal amount, F is the final amount, R is the interest rate, and N is the number of time periods elapsed. So the final amount is the principal amount plus the principal amount times interest rate times number of time periods elapsed, and these three divided by 100. And now the formula for compound interest. This is a bit more complicated, and pretty much it is the F equals P times 1 plus the rate of interest divided by 100 to the power of the number of times time periods elapsed. So I'd recommend stopping and writing these formulas down on a piece of paper or any notebook or something for future reference. And they're very useful formulas, especially for finance stuff. In addition to them, you'll need them for the upcoming problems, practice problems here. I'll give you a second to do so. Alright, you guys can pause the video if you need more time. Now, let's just go through a couple of practice problems here. There's going to be one simple interest and one compound interest problem. The compound interest one is problem 2. So if you find it too challenging, feel free to skip it. I know that the formula is hard and this is the first time, right? I'll give you guys about 10 seconds of break after showing the problems. Feel free to pause the videos if you need more time. And you probably will, don't worry. So now let's look at the problems. Alright, hopefully you guys have paused and resumed the video and you guys are done with the problems now. So let's look at them. The principal amount, which is the first amount you put in, right? It's 200 rupees and the interest rate is 5%. And so the number of time periods, in this case years, that have elapsed are 2. So you get these, right? So let's first feed this into the simple interest formula. 200 plus 2, 200 plus 200 times 5 times 2, and all of that divided by 100. That equals 200 plus 2000 divided by 100, which is 200 plus 20. Therefore, the final amount is 220. On the other hand, if we now feed this into the compound interest formula, we get 200 times 1 plus 5 upon 100 squared, which is 200 times 1.05 to the power 2, which is 200 times 1.1025. Getting our final amount is 220.5 rupees. Now, this doesn't seem like a lot, right? And it isn't. Half a rupee is nothing. But this is only putting 200 rupees for 2 years, and just at 5%, which is a very small amount. Once you start increasing the amount of your initial deposit, which is the principal amount, increasing the interest you get, and the time you put in, the numbers become a lot more. So let's increase these numbers a bit, and then I'll discuss it further. Again, feel free to skip doing the compound interest problem if you feel like if you don't understand it or if you're having struggles with it. I'm gonna give you guys about 10 seconds, pause, resume the video, and come back when you're done. Alright, hopefully you guys paused the video, resumed it, and you guys are ready to solve now. Um, let's look at the problems. Firstly, the principal amount is 500 rupees, the interest rate is 10, and the number of time periods elapsed is also 10 years. So F equals, the final amount is 500 plus 500 times 10 times 10 divided by 100 in the simple interest formula for a simple interest problem. Now, I know you guys can cancel the 10 and 10, but I've just gone through the full method here. So 500 plus 50,000 divided by 100, which is 500 plus 500, and that's 1,000 rupees. Therefore, at the end of 10 years, Aisha has 1,000 rupees. On the other hand, if Aisha uses compound interest, if you do 500 times 1 plus 10 times 1 divided by 10, 100 to the power of 10, which is 500 times 1.1 to the power of 10, which is then 500.2.5 times 2.59. Now, I've taken a rounded number here because I rounded to 2 digits, because the number is like 6, 7 digits past the decimal points. And I'd recommend you guys do the same for future reference. But if you didn't, then there's 2% potential answers. If you did round it in that step, you'll get 1,295 rupees. Well, if you didn't round it, you get 1,296.87 dot 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 rupees. Either of these answers are right, and if you got one up and down, that's totally fine. Now, this leaves Aisha with like 300 rupees more, right? Depending on if you round it or not, but roughly 300 rupees. This again shows that it does scale up. And even this is a relatively tiny amount, 500 rupees with a 15% interest rate. This can further be improved. Imagine you put in 1,000 rupees per month at a 15% interest rate from the age of 15% per year, okay? And you start putting them at 25 years, and then you retire at 60. You end up with a whopping 1.23 crore rupees. And that's just a quick example, a quick overview, but I'll probably make another video in detail in about a month, going over the true power of compounding, showing how your time is so valuable and the amount of money you put in, even if it's a small amount, it can add up to massive amounts. Moving on, here are my citations thanks to these few sites, in addition to a couple books, Simply Economics and An Introduction to Economy and An Introduction to Money. So thanks to those, and that's it. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and make sure you like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed and would like to see more of my content in the future. Bye.